For being my viewer, get 50% cashback or up to rupees 200 by using the code Sanjay on air while booking QFX movie ticket on Khalti app. This offer is valid for the first 1,000 users, so use it right away. Lauriसँग बसेर कन्भर्सेसन गर्दाखेरि हैन अफ कोर्स लाउरी गट इन्टु ट्रबल हैन अनि कतै न कतैबाट लाउरीले चाहिँ कस्तो इन्ट्रेस्टिङ कुरा के गरेछ भने तिम्रो पर्पल सुरुमै हामीले अफ एयर पर्पल आर्टको कुरा गर्दै थियौ नि हैन लाउरीले एउटा कस्तो इन्ट्रेस्टिङ कुरा गरेछ कि जुन म कहिले पनि बिर्सिन्न उसले सबैजनालाई आई नेभर आस्क एनिथिङ टु माई लिसनर्स हैन नेभर डु म कहिले पनि केही पनि मागेको छैन मैले एकचोटि मागेँ मैले लाउरीसँग चाहिँ लाउरीलाई पर्पल आर्ट चाहियो भनेर भने मैले सबैजनालाई पर्पल आर्ट पठाइदिनु भनेर भने कि हैन अफकोर्स त्यो किन लाउरीले भनेको लाउरीले मलाई मेसेज पठायो भने थ्याङ्क यू भनेको थियो कि होइन सन्जय मलाई कतिजनाले पर्पल आर्ट पठाउनु भएको छ भनेर होइन वाइ हि सेड द्याट भनेर मैले सोचेँ कि होइन हि सेड द्याट बिकज हि निडेड सपोर्ट हि निडेड सपोर्ट होइन we can talk about Grammy, we can talk about so many different things. I know we can talk about music as well. The topic that I wanted to pick right now was a lot of friends maybe are in drugs right now. A lot of friends. हुन्छ नि कति समस्या होला के होला कसो होला त्यो आफ्नो ठाउँमा होला होइन तिमीले भनेको मलाई बडो मन पर्यो कि म्युजिक छ नि म्युजिकले तिमीलाई बचाउँछ
डेफिनेटली
तिमीलाई म्युजिक पाउने बित्तिकै इफ यु क्यान क्रिएट म्युजिक इफ यु गेट द्याट अपर्च्युनिटी टु क्रिएट म्युजिक वेन यु वेक अप तिमीलाई त्यतिले पुग्दो रहेछ अरू केही पनि चाहिँदैन भनेर भन्यो होइन हाउ एन्ड वाट वुड यु वान्ट टु गो एड एन्ड से टु समबडी यङ हुन्छ नि हु माइट बी थिङ्किङ अबाउट लाइक मेबी any kind of substance. I don't even care. Whatever substance. From there's no basic to a substance. Addiction is addiction.
Yeah, definitely.
What would you like to go ahead and say to that young person?
I have a very simple theory when it comes to this because like I'm a heavy smoker myself, right? I've been a heavy smoker myself. So what I would say is never let the substance consume you. Consume the substance, whatever substance it may be, until it does not harm you or people around you. तिमी फङ्सनल छौ भने केही प्रब्लम भएन एट द एन्ड अफ द डे लाइक राइट सो इन द सेन्स कि लाइक हेल्थ हेजर्डहरू हुने आफ्नो ठाउँमा छ डा आई फिल लाइक मेन प्रब्लम कहाँ थाहा छ हाम्रो देशमा इज लाइक पिपल थिङ्क एडिक्सन अर्कै खालको रोग हो क्या पिपल थिङ्क एडिक्सन इज अ फिजिकल रोग क्या अनि एडिक्सन इज अ साइकोलोजिकल रोग क्या इफ यु रिसर्च अबाउट एनी काइन्ड अफ एडिक्सन युजली इज रिलेटेड टु ट्रमा इन चाइल्डहुड. So I have fans who DM me and say, I used to do drugs. Your music helped me get through drugs. I'm clean now. And every time I feel like doing drugs, I listen to your music and it still gives me strength. So what I would say is stay strong. Don't like what the society judging you does not matter. Like your drugs kurama. If you got into the habit, right? I have friends who got into the mere aakha agadi mere sathiharule drugs first time try garecha and in my head wasn't at the role of a dice. It could have been me. I could have been the guy who tried it. I'm never looking down on somebody who has a problem with anything. Like I know like I was raised in a way where I was taught to be kind to everybody because everybody's got their own struggle. Everybody's got their own story. So I'm never looking down on somebody like, oh, you let drugs khada raisa. The fuck. I'm never thinking like that. But I also at the same time what I would say is we should never let anything consume us. So if anybody's into drugs, into substance or whatever right now, I have a song in khas mero recent 2-3 months ma chahi I had the album ready actually and my laptop crashed. I'm not said this out to anybody actually. It's the first time I'm saying it. So I had 2 drafts of an album ready. I was going to pick the best ones and mix all of those again and then my laptop crashed. So I had to release all those songs on YouTube all at once because that was the only way to put it out because I could not go back and improve the song or whatever. Right? So there's a song in there in those 18 songs I released in the last 2-3 months. The 18 songs with एउटा गीतमा चाहिँ के भनेको छ भन्दाखेरि you know rap been my rehab. I don't know what a rapper needs a rehab for भनेर क्या. If you're doing this thing correctly, I feel like anybody who's addicted to any substance, find something that is more addictive to you than the substance. You'll find something. How do you define your passion in life is if you are filled with an unexplainable and unending amount of energy in your body while you're doing something, that's your passion. Yeah? So when people don't find that, they look for these other earthly pleasures, earthly peaks in dopamine. Ani tyo seek garna chhodera if you seek a purpose, that's going to give you way more than any drug could ever give you. त्यो भयो, there's that one spectrum. And I've also had friends from my high school जसले चाहिँ मेरै अगाडि लाइफमा फर्स्ट टाइम they did brown sugar and they did this drug and that drug and they was like काली हान्न रमाइलो हुन्छ. Like when I was in Bara, people would be like काली bad हान्न.
You've never touched drugs?
I've never touched drugs, man.
In your life?
Never in my life. I've never even like there's 2 times people have tried it in front of me and I didn't even know they were doing drugs. I thought they were just doing some shit, some weird shit.
You're just high on life and high on music.
24/7.
Yeah, good for you, bro.
24/7, man.
Good for you, man.
24/7,
I'm really happy for that.
Yeah.
I was looking at this.
Wait, before you continue, I'm so sorry to cut you off like that.
Go for it.
Like anybody out there, if you're doing drugs, don't let the society judge you. If anybody has the right to judge you, it's yourself. And if you look within, you'll always find the strength to battle any demon that you're fighting right now. Whatever demon it might be. I have fought demons in my life. It may not be drug addiction, but I have fought demons in my life. I have gone through depression. I've gone through that, all of that shit. I don't want to publicize it and be like the poster boy for mental health or some shit like that. But I've gone through demons. I have faced demons myself. And every time, the only time I've ever gotten through those demons is by finding the strength within. It's within you. You have to fight it and find something that's way more purposeful than whatever is causing you problems. Really. And nobody, like as a society, as a family, as friend circle, we are not supposed to look down on these people. We're never, the people treat like, oh, you're a tape type of mentalities. We need to get rid of that shit. Because we need to come at grips with how fucked up our country is and why these kids are getting into drugs in the first place. Kya? त्यो बसन्तपुरमा कतिजना डेन्ड्राइट सुङ्छ भन्छ नि, they sniff that dendrite होइन. A lot of them do that to get rid of hunger. क्या त्यो तान्यो भने भोक लाग्दैन भन्छ क्या उनीहरूले. So we need to be real about the problem, and that's the only way we can solve it. So meanwhile we're solving the problem, we're not supposed to look down on these people. They're going through some serious shit, man. मेरो high school best friend was heavy into drugs, in and out of jail almost every 2-3 months, in and out of rehab.
अहिले कहाँ छ त?
He is abroad. He's doing pretty good, and I'm really proud of him.
Good for him.
I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to be out here saying this guy did drugs or whatever, but like I'm also very happy for him because we lost contact after he started doing drugs because he was lost in his own world. And in our rehab is kind of hard. God bless if that's the case, man. God bless if that's the case. And I hope he's proud that his friend made something out of life. Let's hope so.
You're proud of him too.
I'm always proud of him. I believe that someday we'll cross paths and he's going to be a part of whatever I'm doing. Sure. He's a genius.
The thing is, Abhishek, drugs, like you said, drugs is a part of every single country. It's a part of every single place in this planet. There is a problem, like you said, you have to fight it. Yeah, you have to fight it. You have to fight it with here. I know, of course. Yes, I've talked about drugs so many times in this podcast, and people can go back and listen to it all the time.
This program is brought to you by Vyas Studios.
Thank you very much for supporting the podcast so far. And if you want to see more content, more shows, then make sure that you subscribe to our channel.